So, lessons that young men learn too late in life. Trust me, the ideas in these videos is going to hurt your feelings, but I don't care because the truth is actually bitter. You see, we live in a world of comforting lies, and comforting lies are very, very dangerous now. Basically, everything I'm telling you here comes from the fact that people have regretted these things, right? I speak to older men. They tell me their biggest regrets. I speak to guys who are married. They give me their biggest regrets about women. Guys who are broke, their biggest regrets of money. So I'm basically packaging everything and giving it to you in this video. And by the end of this video, I have a bonus for you. The first one now is women. To be very, very honest, right? To be very, very honest, I all of your majority of your problems are going to come from what? Women. Women, chasing their validation, chasing their love. Brothers, I know, trust me, I know that the female energy, that feminine love, that motherly love, it's very, very good, right? It's interesting, but trust me, bro, at a young age, it is a big distraction. You see, think about it, right? When you think about women, you often hear about lust and love. Most guys confuse the two. When I'm speaking to most guys about their past relationships, I'm like, okay, tell me, why did you get into that relationship in the first place? I often hear, well, it was because of love. And then when I ask, why did you love her? Guess what? Well, I really don't know. That is lost there. We live in a generation of misinformation where we confuse lust for love. You see, you're a man. You're supposed to think about the women you're bringing into your life before you bring them into your life, right? Because most guys out there, they don't give it a serious thought. They see any girl who's available, any girl who shows them some nice feelings, some nice emotions, and bang, you guys get into a relationship. Trust me, and women are very good at controlling their emotions. And in terms of, they're very good at using their emotions to their advantage. Now, you are a man. Your thinking is supposed to be your advantage. What that means is, you're supposed to understand, most importantly, understand female nature. Because you would not want to be that guy who is successful, who follows all the steps here, becomes successful, and doesn't understand female nature. So you have to understand female nature, know what you want in a woman, and know how to attract those qualities from a woman. I'm tired of guys talking about how they want to get married, but all the women they are seeing are baddies. I'm like, bro, you can't tell me that, because over and over again, I myself, I meet quality women back to back, and it has nothing to do with the social media has like a role to play, but it is you as the man. When you understand female nature, you understand where to find quality women, how to fish them out, how to talk to them, right? But all that comes because you have an intention, right? You are being specific of what you want in a woman. To be very honest, I'll tell you this, as a man, right? As a man, if you want to have quality women that you call quality women, your major issue right now, right, is to look for 5 qualities you want in a woman, nothing more than 5. Normally, I say three, right? But nothing more than 5. Why nothing more than 5? Because past 5, your brain cannot carry what you want in a woman anymore. At some point, you get confused. So, understand female nature. No difference between lust and love, right? When it comes to women. Also, now when it comes to women, being able to control your sexual desires. Because we live in a world now where we live in a world of corn sites, right? Massive promiscuity, massive distractions. So, bro, trust me, right? If you cannot control your sexual urges, bro, you're fucked. You're fucked. You would easily be controlled by women. I have way too many guys in my DMs talking about how their woman used sex to control them. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up, right? She did not use sex to control you. You just were too weak to control yourself. Now think about it, right? Then the worst part is that society makes you feel like your sexual urges are a thing that you need, like the same way you need oxygen. Bro, you need to control your sexual desires, because there is not a single man who gets to the top without controlling his sexual desires. Now, your alpha male gurus will tell you to have a high body count. To be very, very honest, right? To be very, very honest, that flex is not really a flex at all. There is not a single person who is on his grind, on his purpose, who does not control his sexual desires or who has a very ridiculous body count. Trust me, they are trying to sell you a course. Now, speaking of sexual desires, right? So, what should you do as a young man? Basically, focus on yourself. While you're leveling up, right? Talk to women, understand women. So, when it's time for you, because you would know, right? When it's time for you to pick a woman, pick a girlfriend, you are thinking straight. You're understanding what you want in a woman, and you understand how women think and act, so you don't get deceived. Because trust me, female deception is crazy, man, bruv. You never see it coming. The second thing here I would say is wasting time. Wasting time. You see, as a young man, so to show you how the world is against you as a young man, you see this advice of enjoy your years. You see this your time, right? Or it comes in, you only live once. So guess what? Do everything everybody is doing. They tell you, oh, relax, have fun in your 20s, enjoy your 20s. Bro, that is a recipe for disaster, because what they don't tell you, remember, I'm speaking to young men here. What they don't tell you is, when you're younger, you have time to experiment. When you're younger, you have to figure out who you are while you are still young. Because let's be honest, right? Most people never do that. And we keep wondering why most people are fucking miserable, right? So that idea of you enjoying your 20s, partying every night. See, you see, the irony is this, right? While you're young, in your early 20s, you're 18, your early 20s, right? It's easy for you to follow all these things like party, drink, do degenerate stuff. But as you grow older, probably around 25, your body begins to tell you things like, oh, I think we need to slow down here, right? Because your body is not as healthy as it used to be, right? Your body is not as strong as it used to be. So all this idea of wasting your time, it is wasting your potential, right? Wasting your time is wasting your potential. That is why, as a man, think about it, right? You see, here's a harsh truth. Let's go back to women first. Here's a harsh truth about women. Women always pick the best they can get. Women always pick the best men they can get. So now, think about it. While you're wasting your time chasing women, because chasing women is a form of wasting your time. Partying is a form of wasting your time. Chasing gratification, chasing pleasures is a way of wasting your time. Now, imagine, let's pick the most relatable, chasing women, right? You're chasing women, you're wasting your time. Women most likely want to end up with the best men they can find. So while you're still young, the guys you are competing with are in their 30s, right? The guys that these girls want are in their 30s. Girls go after guys, right, who they perceive either has a very interesting presence or the promise of a bright future. So women don't stay with you if they don't believe your future is going to click, right? Now that does not mean that they are gold diggers, right? What that means is that, bruv, this is basically evolution psychology, because they want a situation where if they give birth for you, if they have a child for you, they want to make sure you can provide for that child. That is why women go for the best. Although these days, the modern woman, most of the modern day women are just like what? Kind of like going for it for vanity reasons, right? But that should not stop you from it. Now, the next lesson that people learn too late in life is physical health, right? And it's tied to what? You see how everything is tied to each other? Your physical health, ignoring your physical health. Bro, you see, we eat trash. The crazy part is, hold on, let me take a break. I was talking to my nutritionist, and I was like, come, why is it crazy that we basically have to do research for what healthy food is supposed to be? Then he was like, well, that's the way things are. I'm like, bro, do you know how much misinformation we have around food? Knowing fully well that our food, the things we put in our body, basically constitutes most of our health problems. And think about it. The food industry doesn't care about our health. And the health industry doesn't care about our food. It's very, very intentional because they are it's almost like that is because they are in business together. The big pharma own the food industries. When I mean the food industries, they particularly own the unhealthy food industry. They own the junk market because they know that they will give you junks that are addicting. They are cheaper. They are cheaper. They are addicting. In the long term, they cause what? Physical illness, right? So again, your diet while you're young, right? While you're young, you might joke with your diet, right? But the earlier you fix that shit, the better for you because, bro, at this moment, it's crazy how I see people in their early 20s now have kidney problems. Speaking of kidney problems, so I happened to be with one of my mentors someday, right? And they were talking to people who were looking for investors. Were talking to my mentor, and they tried to sell him on him investing in their kidney dialysis center. And he said something. He said that kidney failure is on the rise, right? Why is it on the rise, and why will it not slow down? He mentioned one, modern lifestyle problems, right? He said processed foods are on the rise. It's being consumed more than ever before. People in their early 20s are now having kidney failure. Women in their 20s, due to like all these chemicals, makeup and stuff, are beginning to have kidney problems. Guess what? The media is not bringing this shit out. I'm telling you that if you go to a kidney center, before it used to be older people, but now we have younger people there right now having kidney problems. So please, watch your physical health. Then regarding your physical health, go to the fucking gym, right? Move your body, exercise. You see, our modern day lifestyle, right, is designed to keep us sick. It's designed to keep us weak. It's designed to make us be these people who endlessly end up in the hospital, right? So your sleep. So for physical health, your diet, your workout, your sleep. Those three things are things that you should never joke with, right? Now, while you're young, trust me, you can kind of like have like a fucked up sleep, right? But as you grow older, you begin to understand the value of sleep. The earlier you begin to adopt these principles in your life, before it is too late, better for you, brother. Now, regarding your mental health, right? Now, first of all, we live in a world where there are so many mental health practitioners, but yet mental health problems are through the roof, right? You see, I tell guys that if you want to solve your mental health problems, start by having what? A purpose. Because without one, your mental health will crash faster than a plane of free fall. Right? So your mental health problems, you see, without a purpose, let's see what happens. Without a purpose, right, you end up numbing yourself. Drugs, right? Sex, alcohol, right? All in the name of, oh, I want to just chase pleasures. I want to just enjoy myself right now. Because you have nothing to do. You have no purpose. You have nowhere that you're driving to. And guess what? All these things affect your mental health, right? Again, not being able to control your emotions is constantly damaging your mental health. Now, the irony is, they tell you things like they want you to feel your emotions, to be in tune with your emotions. That's complete BS. Think about it. The men 100 years ago did not have all these mental problems, yet their emotions were in check. What that means is, bruv, stoicism, detachment will help you when it comes to your mental health. Don't allow people to deceive you, right? You see, for your mental health, if you have a purpose, if you have meaningful relationships, right, meaningful friendships, bro, you're good. You're good, right? Again, your physical health kind of affects your mental health too, though, because the food you eat, right? Let me give you a story. Let me give you a quick story of how I discovered food was a major problem around mental health. Now, nobody's talking about this. Is coming from my experience. So I was doing 75 hard, right? So in 75 hard, no sugar, nothing. So minimal dopamine spikes. I'm super productive then, right? So my guy does his birthday, right? And then he brings in a cook, right? Very good cook. And then we eat the food. The next day, right? I was like, I couldn't do anything. Bring fog everywhere. I swear to God, I felt like when people speak about depression, that is what I felt like. So my guy called me. One of the other guys called me who was there at the birthday party. I was like, he too is feeling depressed. He doesn't know why and stuff. I'm like, did he eat the jollof rice that was there? He's like, yes. And that's the only thing that I ate the day before. Then it dawned on me that food that is super spiced can cause depression. Now that makes sense to me that a lot of people who are depressed have shitty health. Not just shitty health, they have shitty diet. So brother, that is something you will almost never hear anyway, right? This is coming from experience, and I began to do research. Right? I came to realize that the food you eat kind of controls your mood. So what that means is that if you keep eating shit, right, eating trash, you keep having mental issues. When you keep having mental issues, before you know it, what happens is you begin to have the identity of somebody who is depressed simply because you have put yourself in a more depressed state over and over again. So, brother, your mental health, your physical health and mental health are kind of tied together, right? They are tied together. Then, five, your loser friends. Now, see, most of your friends, right? Most of your friends, or most of the people you call your friends, think about it. Most of them came into your life due to like a certain condition. You live in a certain location, you went to a certain church, you went to a certain school. But now think about it, right? Those friends, you may think they're your friends, but trust me, these are people that you just happen to be around. If I ask you this, have you ever taken an idea to your friends, an idea that would help you succeed, and they supported it? So why I call them loser friends is your loser friends, they kill dreams faster. They kill your dreams faster. They demotivate you. And why is because they themselves are not heading anywhere in life. You see, if you have friends, right, that are heading somewhere in life, that are leveling up, trust me, you want lottery tickets. You're good, right? At least if you never were intentional about your friends. But this is what I tell you, bro. As you grow older, right, you begin to realize that friends come into your life and they leave your life, right? But now, one thing you should never be afraid of is never allow the judgment of your friends to hold you back. What I'm saying is because it pains me when I'm talking to guys, right? I discover that what is holding this guy back in his life is his friends. Do you know how painful it is? Because I remember talking to a guy, I've spoken to way too many guys, and I've discovered that whenever they know what to do in their life, it is their friends who are holding them back. So when I'm coaching a guy, and then we're talking, and then he's talking about how he never implemented a particular idea, then I don't judge him. I move straight to his friends. I'm like, okay, okay, what do your friends think about it? Oh, my friends thought it was a shitty idea. If I do this, it didn't make sense. If I invest in this, if I invest in this, or it's like stupid excuses. Right? Coming from people who are not heading anywhere in life. So I tell you, bro, you see, your friends will be fine. Your friends will be fine. But you know who will not be fine? You. You will not be fine, right? If you have a vision in your head, if you have a goal in your head, but you allow your friends to stop you. You allow your friends to talk you out of it, especially when you have given it serious thought. This is what I tell you, bro. You should learn to be alone, right? Because trust me, see, being alone doesn't mean that you would always be alone. I can tell you for a fact because, bro, I'm somebody who enjoys solitude, right? But the people that hang around me, they hang around me because of the vibe that I bring to the occasion. They hang around me because of the advice that I give to them that is practical and useful to their story. They come around because I am just that guy. Now, I'm not here to like brag and say, oh, I'm so good. Is that if you begin to enjoy yourself by yourself, like if you begin to enjoy yourself lonely and being lonely, one, you have clearer thoughts. Two, people, if you enjoy your presence, people themselves too will begin to enjoy your own presence. Again, you don't have to fake anything. You're not afraid of people's judgment. You know you can take a few steps by yourself and you'll be good. Now, speaking of loser friends, they are tied to the next idea, which is not taking risk. I'm not taking risk also means letting opportunities pass by, not taking advantage of it. You see, we live in a world where the distractions are becoming more. But do you know what's becoming more? The opportunities. Every single aspect of life that creates a distraction or a problem creates an opportunity, right? But if you are there sitting down looking at opportunities pass you by, right, without taking advantage of it, now at the same time, this can be very abused. Without taking advantage, trust me, you're going to be stuck in life, right? Right now, see what's happening. The internet has created a new age where you can basically start a business with your laptop. But guess what? Most people never do it. The world is so evolved where people now can basically earn US dollars and live in cheaper countries with good amenities, with one of the best amenities. But guess what? You never take advantage of it. A lot of the times, right? Why I don't take advantage of it is because of what? Fear of judgment. You're thinking, what would other people say about me? But guess what? Other people are not thinking about you. Do you want to know how I know? Ask yourself, how much do you think about other people? You barely think about them. Think about it, right? Look at somebody's fuck up. Somebody who fucked up in maybe primary school or high school. How much of that do you remember till today? Really nothing, right? So it is your thought process that stops you, and that's why the whole world's agenda against men is to get men to stop themselves. It's to get you to stop yourself by telling you that, oh, masculinity is toxic, because they expect you who is a good guy to believe that bullshit and say, oh, it's true. Masculinity is toxic. Bro, masculinity is not toxic. Masculinity is a blessing on earth, right? So, not taking risk will allow you to make opportunities go by. And number 7 is external validation, right? Which is what I always see with guys suffering with till this day. You see, if you're the one who is always doing things for people to tell you congrats, for people to tell you, oh, you are so good, bro, you're lost in life. Because that's how most men out there, they end up chasing what? Fucked up women, right? Women manipulate them. Broken women come into their life. And trust me, you can never receive enough validation for you to feel okay, right? You can never feel enough validation for you to be okay. And this comes because you still have this boy mentality, not the mentality that is supposed to make you grow up as a man, right? So you have this idea that you haven't grown up, right? And you don't want to grow up. That's why it's becoming scarier by the day, right? Now, external validation can come in different forms, right? But the whole point is you want people to tell you how good you are. Think about it. You want people who don't care about you to tell you how good you are, right? You want a woman who doesn't care about you to tell you how much of a good boy you are, right? How much of a blessing you are. So guess what? You end up doing her bidding. Speaking of doing her bidding, right? There's also the part of you want people to praise you, so you end up spending money on things, trying to look the part, trying to dress well just to impress them. It's like, bro, why are you doing that? See, this is what I tell you. One thing about being a man is when you have done something over and over and over again and you have gotten feedback, you would know whether you are good or not. You see, I remember when I was like new to talking to women, right? The statement I heard, right, which is that one of the most attractive things for a man to have is self-confidence. Well, he knows that he is capable of whatever he wants to do, right? Where he doesn't see a need to want to impress women. And trust me, when you never try to impress women, it is so fucking attractive. Because see this way, and now it makes sense to me because back in the days when I used to like simp for women, right? I would say trash, want them to tell me they love me. But this time around, when you get to realize that you are a man, you take the lead as a man. She's supposed to follow your guidance, your leadership. Then it began to make sense that no, women are the ones who are supposed to qualify themselves to me, not the other way around. Now, to be very, very honest, you might miss the point, right? Now, the point is this. You're supposed to do things as a man that makes you a man. You play your part, right? You play your part so well that you feel confident in what you have played. And trust me, women would know. You see, women can smell the ambition, the confidence of you already. They can perceive it, right? So if you say you're doing your best, people will know. If you say you're ambitious, you don't have to say it. People will know. People will feel it from your energy. So, bro, if you've stayed this far, I'll tell you for a fact that there's a bonus I have for you, right? Right. Which is the you see, you can follow all these things, right? Fuck your life up, right? So the bonus I'll tell you is this: it is that people regret, right? That people regret is this. It comes down to just this, yeah. You see, you can follow all of the advice here, but if you don't have a vision you're working towards, if you are not on your purpose, trust me, as a man, you're going to regret it. Because your vision gives your life a direction, bro. Your vision, as you're walking towards it, people can smell it as you move towards your vision. People can smell that you're a man on purpose. You are a man with intentions because your vision tells you the women you should be attracting to your life. You can't say you want to be a millionaire or a billionaire and you're attracting broken women into your life. You can't say that. Or you're running after broken women. You can't do that. You can't say you're a billionaire, you want to be a millionaire, and you see yourself constantly wasting time. It's not just possible. To become a millionaire, right? You see yourself taking care of your physical health, your mental health. You see yourself removing your fake friends, automatically they'll fall out because you value your vision more than their relationships. You see yourself taking risks because without it, you cannot grow. You stay comfortable, you will die. And with your vision, because it's your vision, it was given to you and to you only. You will never see a need, right, for people to validate you based on your vision. You don't see a need to brag because bragging, again, it's a way of external validation and it's a recipe for disaster. Alright, brothers. If you made it this far, it's obvious that your attention span is like legit, right? And if you're somebody who is serious about taking care of themselves, if you like what you heard in this video, I'd like you to please share with a brother who you know is probably making any of these mistakes, right? And you know that you don't want him to learn the hard way. Because trust me, some of these things here will hurt your feelings, right? And also hurt his feelings. But the truth is bitter, but it has to be told. It's like a bitter medicine, but has to be taken. Alright, brothers, share this video with your fellow brothers. And if you want to level up, subscribe to the channel. Talk to you soon, and bye for now. My name remains Stone Oreye.